Guys, welcome to IBK. Today let's talk about something that many of you guys are probably experiencing. Maybe due to COVID, you're indoors more, you're working from home, and thus you have an office chair. And maybe like me, I didn't really have a good office chair, so I was looking for one right before the work from home started. And I figured, you know what? I'm just gonna go for a decent mid-level chair. And this right here is a perfect example of a decent mid-level chair. They're a little bit more expensive than chairs you could get at IKEA. So they're more expensive than $100 chair. And they look super nice, right? I mean, it's mesh, and if you look at it, it's ventilated. It's pretty comfortable, great support. Okay, we got armrests that goes up and down, armrests that swivel. So it's got a lot of things going for it, and it's got soft armrests. It's got this lumbar support, and even has a headrest that pivots. So if you look at it from a straight chair's perspective, it's got a lot of features and it's great. And when I saw this online, I just figured, you know what, 5-star reviews, everyone loves it. I gotta get it. The price isn't too bad. So I opted for it. And maybe you guys are just the same. Maybe you guys are in it looking at reviews. It's hard to go to retail right now. At least when I was looking for a chair, it was really hard to look for a chair at retail because everything shut down. So, you go on Amazon or you go to Office Depot, you start looking at these chairs, and many a times you'll find this particular chair. And this chair, I'm not going to say the name brand of this chair, but there's a lot of brands that have this kind of configuration. So I bought it and I used it. And now it's fine for some people. I always got to have a little disclaimer when it comes to chairs. Everybody's body is different. Like everybody has a different weight, height, their back, muscles. Everything is different about everybody, right? So when I'm looking at reviews, to be honest, it really doesn't matter that much whether that person enjoyed it or not, because I could love it or I could hate it. And it's so easy to get caught up on these reviews after reviews. Everyone's saying it's so comfortable, they can sit for hours. And then you have people saying they hate it, they can't even sit for an hour, it's hurting their back. So it's really hard to discern whether this chair is good for you. The only way to ever know whether a chair is good for you is if you sit on it for hours, for days. And that's exactly what I did. I sat on this chair for hours, for days, for weeks. And now I have something to say. All right, so when I talk about this chair, I want to talk about it as a generic chair. Okay, there's a lot of brands that have this similar concept, but let's talk about the highlights, the points that's important when you're choosing your chair. So first of all, super important, your elbow should be able to be 90 degrees. So you need support, whether your desk is higher or lower. It needs to have a retractable or adjustable armrest. And it's good that if it's soft. Like this is a little bit hard. You don't want it too soft where it's got leather and everything is kind of like fluffy, because after a year it's gonna start getting weaker and it's actually gonna be uncomfortable. So this is fine for me, but it's gotta be soft. It can't just be hard plastic. So try to avoid that. Second thing is this mesh. It's good if it's ventilated. It'll help with heat and anything else. Whenever you even, let's say, drop liquid in there, it's better that it goes through than gets stuck on some foam. So that's a good idea. So it's good to have this mesh. And it's also very important that this mesh is somewhat firm. And this is kind of where it's really hard to discern looking online in pictures if these mesh are strong enough to support you. But that's where you could read about reviews and see if people complain about it. Most of the time, companies are smart and they have pretty good engineers. So these are pretty well made. But this one, it's good. So that's a pass. Now here's something that I didn't even think about, and this is something that I want to tell you. See this lumbar support? One bad thing about this one, at least for me, it does not adjust. It's just there. And if this is your body type, if you can kind of mold into this right here, then it's perfect. But unfortunately for me, that's not the case. Like, I wish this can be lowered. So if you have a chair where you can adjust the lumbar support, that's going to help you a ton, because everybody is different. So I think if this is adjustable, that's something that you should definitely go for. I did not know this before I had this chair. Like, I did not watch this video before. If I did, I would have bought it, but I didn't know about it. And this is one thing that pains me, okay? Now, speaking of the lumbar support, this is also me. See this groove right here? I dislike this groove very much. I didn't even think about this, but this right here, because my lower back is lower than what's positioned, right between my lower back and my upper back, like right here in the mid back, that little gap pinches my mid back, and that hurts. Like, I've been using this chair for weeks, and man, it does not get better. I thought it would go away. It does not go away. So next chair I get, definitely no way. I'm gonna make this one piece. Now, this is to say, this is only uncomfortable for me. All right, somebody else using this chair, this might not be a problem. If your lower back is perfectly positioned this way, and here there's that groove in your back where you don't need a support, and that falls right there, then this is perfect. But it's just something to keep in mind. I'd say if this is not adjustable, this can become a bother to some people. Okay, so that's something to watch out for. Next thing is a headrest. Now, a lot of people don't care about headrests. They think they don't need it. I disagree. Like, if you're sitting for a long time, and I'm talking about hours, whether you're working or gaming or doing both, there comes a time when you want to just relax and put your neck back. And if that headrest makes all the difference. By having this headrest, you could place your neck on it, your head on it, and it's just going to make it so much more comfortable. And I think the cool thing about this is, see how it goes up and down? You can adjust the height. Like, this is very important. Everyone's head is located different from their body. So it's very important that you go ahead, able to adjust this sort of headrest. And now this one is like, it's not easy. You have to use a screw, a hex screw. But once you kind of have it at the level that you want, then you just go up and down, and it's going to be able to be adjustable. So that's something to keep in mind too. Okay. So those are the parts that I want to talk about. The rest is pretty straightforward. One of the big things, like I said, is the gap here and the lumbar. That's something that I didn't think about. And let me tell you guys, if you order a chair, you are not going to send it back, even if you want to, just because there's so much logistics involved. You have to put it back in the box. It has to be perfectly placed in the box as it came. And trust me, it's not easy to do. And trying to drag this to UPS and send it back to the retailer, you're just going to end up keeping it, which is pretty much what I did. So I wanted to kind of make this video for you guys, saying that, look, if you're looking for an office chair right now because you're stuck at home, these are the points that you have to watch out for. Now, all office chairs have this up and down movement, so you don't have to worry about that. There's some fancy ones that make you lounge back. To me, I like it kind of straight because I'm using this for working, so I have to pay attention. I have to be upright. So this is how I position mine. But if you like to relax most of the time, then that's something to think about as well. But yeah, this is what I want to talk about. This chair, it's a great chair, it's a good chair, but honestly, if I had known about this, if someone had told me, I would have gone for a different chair. So that's something to keep in mind, something for my viewers, extra bit of knowledge. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it helps. I hope you find something that you guys like. I actually have another office chair that I got, so I'll be reviewing that next time. But just tell me what you think about your office chair, any recommendations, let me know. If you have any questions, just put them down below. I always answer. Okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time, please subscribe. Bye-bye.